Hi, I'm Shauna. This is Shauna's World. Welcome back to my channel where I make videos about living well. I am currently just under halfway through a hike where I'm walking around 1,000 kilometers, the Israel National Trail, which spans the length of Israel. Now, so far, things have not gone to plan at all, but that's the fun of an adventure, right? So I'm in Jerusalem at the moment. I'm at Abraham's hostel, but I'm heading back to the trail today after a few days rest because I've had a really upset stomach and it has not been fun. And I'm not 100% better now, but I'm on the mend and ready to get back to hiking. So I'm going to get some breakfast, then head back to the trail and pick it up a bit further along than where I left it the other day. So I have missed a chunk in order to recover, but after giving myself a hard time about missing bits before, I'm totally not doing that anymore. It's about the experience. It's about letting the adventure unfold. And here's a good thing that happened. So I think I mentioned in a previous video that I lost my poles on day 2 and they were new and they were wonderful and they were really good quality ones. And I just lost them, I think, when I fell. And I was gutted and I've been managing without poles. But I was in the hostel in Jerusalem and someone in my room had hiked a couple of days of the trail and done some other hiking, and she was flying back to Denmark and said I could have her poles, which she picked up secondhand. So I'm going to use them for the rest of my trip. Hopefully won't use them, and then I'll pass them on to another hiker. So I've left the hostel and I'm heading back to the trail, which I'm actually really excited about because I've barely done any hiking in the last week or so, and I'm keen to get back to it. Yeah, just had a bit of a run of bad luck. So it's the Shabbat today in Jerusalem, and so everything's closed and it's really quiet on the streets, but it also means the buses aren't running. So I would have taken the bus back to the trail. The trail goes around the edges of Jerusalem, but it doesn't come through it. So with the buses not running, I'm gonna have to walk it, and that is gonna take me just under 2 hours, it should. But it's kind of cool because it'll take me through all the suburbs of Jerusalem that I wouldn't otherwise have seen. And then when I've walked back to meet the trail, I have about 10 kilometers today walking on the trail, and then I'm camping tonight, which I'm looking forward to because I've been staying in dorms the last few nights, so it's nice to have some space to myself and be in nature. The stay in Jerusalem has really been just what I needed, and I was so frustrated to have to come off the trail again because I've had a few things go wrong. I've taken more rest days than I intended, but I'm sure that this trail is unfolding exactly as it's supposed to, and I just have to be okay with the fact that I've missed bits and it's not been the perfect hike, and that's okay. And that's what adventure is, isn't it? It's about things not being perfect and things going wrong and how you adapt to it and how you learn from it. So yeah, when I had an upset stomach, I was convinced I was going to carry on, and then it just got too much. Honestly, it was pretty tragic. I won't go into the gory graphic details, but yeah, let's just say doing a trail with an upset stomach when you don't have access to a toilet can be very humiliating, challenging and uncomfortable. But I do feel like I'm falling apart a little bit. My stomach and my bowels are not back to normal, but I feel like they're normal enough that I can cope with the trail. I also fell about a week ago and I landed on my chest and I have real pain in my ribs. It kind of got a bit better the next day and then it hasn't gotten any better since. And I don't think it's broken. I don't think the pain is bad enough, but it's just, yeah, probably bruised. But it's really painful when I lift things, when I put my bag on, when I take a deep breath, and I'm really into breathing. So not being able to breathe properly is really annoying. I did some yoga in the hostel, which really helped with my muscles, and I'd been really craving a good stretch, but actually it didn't help my ribs and my chest. It kind of overstretched it, or kind of didn't feel good. Hang on, I just need to look at the map. Yeah, and then also putting my backpack on, I still have real muscle pain in my shoulder, and the yoga definitely helped with that when I didn't have my backpack on. But actually carrying a pack this heavy has been really challenging for me, and it doesn't seem to be getting better. I've been on the trail 3 weeks-ish with a few rests and things, and I would say carrying the pack is getting heavier. I feel like it's affecting my muscles, my nerves. You know, I can crack on with it, I can tolerate it, but I need to take regular breaks, and I do feel a lot of pain. I'm using Google Maps to walk back to the trail, which is pretty uninspiring after following the trail app, because Google Maps takes you the most direct route, and I've seen a nice few buildings down some of the side streets along the way, but a lot of this is just the long main road. But I've kind of made the decision that it's better to get back to the trail as soon as possible, especially as I set off quite late from the hostel. I didn't leave till gone 9 o'clock, and with the daylight hours I have, I think it's just better to get back to the trail and then get back into my rhythm. I mean, it's been a bit of an uninspiring walk, but I'm liking those houses all nestled on the hill. Okay, I've finally reached some semblance of nature. There was a lot of busy roads on that walk, but now I'm in a nature reserve again. There's still a road around, but lots of trees, lots of hills. I'm not back at the trail yet, but I'm in nature, and that makes me happy. The walk from Jerusalem wasn't great, but one thing I did like was that walking through Jerusalem, which is a very religious city, on the Shabbat, it's such good vibes. Everyone's in a good mood. It reminds me a lot of Christmas in the UK, where you're out on a walk in the morning and everyone's saying good morning. And yeah, here in Israel, when you're out on the Shabbat, you have everyone saying Shabbat Shalom and celebrating, and people are on their bikes because they're not driving, and it's quieter and there's a lot more family stuff going on, and it just feels really wholesome. But I love that they do that every week. You know, we get it once a year at Christmas, everything closes, everyone's really wholesome, but they do that every single week. I think that's so special. So this little cut through works well. So it took me just over 2 hours to get back to the trail. It was about 10k, and Google Maps said it would take under 2 hours. It said it would take about 1 hour 45 minutes. So I am slower than Google Maps thinks people are, which is not very good for my ego. I mean, I know I have a massive backpack, but I thought I was a fit hiker extraordinaire, and I can't even keep up with Google Maps. Okay, so it's pretty much lunchtime now, and then I'm only walking 8 kilometers this afternoon, which means I'm covering about 18 kilometers today, which is fine, but I like that it's a low pressure day because I always get a bit stressed the days I'm getting back on the trail about logistics of getting back and just easing back into it after the comfort of a rest day. Great, I just was voice noting a friend as I was walking, as you do, and I have missed a turn and I'm needing to go back, but I'm really disorientated because I wasn't paying attention while I was voice noting, so I'm not actually even sure if I'm now going back the way I came or going on from where I came. Oh no, this is right. It was only very slightly wrong I'd gone. I'm not with it today. After I just said I'm going the right way, I realized I was going backwards on the trail. So I saw the trail markings there, but people hike this trail in both directions, so I did not see the correct direction trail markings. But now I'm going right. I'm just having a little sit down because I've fallen so much while I've been on this trail. Usually not bad. The only bad one was the one where I landed on my chest, because that still hurts pretty much a week later. But I fall nearly every day, and that one, you know, I just slipped on the kind of slidey gravel and fell on my bum. But now that I have so many aches and pains all over my body when I fall, and it just hurts everywhere. Well, I got over the grumpiness of falling over because I was sitting there feeling sorry for myself, and then I saw a fox. And yeah, it was beautiful. I see foxes all the time back home, but I hadn't seen one on the trail yet. And it's really different from foxes in the UK, really different colouring. And it was the first time I'd seen any kind of big mammal wildlife since the wolves early on in the trip, which may not have been wolves. Someone actually suggested they might have been jackals. So I'm gonna have to look at pictures of jackals and try and figure out if that's what they were. But anyway, that fox cheered me up no end. I didn't get it on camera because it was running too quickly, but it brought a bit of joy to my heart. Oh, I'm feeling really at peace now. I've come off the road, which wasn't a busy road, it was just the odd car or quad bike on a windy path. But I'm just on a rural path through the woods with pine trees and dry stone walls. I can hear the call to prayer coming, I think, from Palestine, because I think the West Bank is just over there. So feeling pretty content, absorbed in nature. Life is good. I was really grumpy about 40 minutes ago, and that's totally past now. I had a little sit down just to rest, and then when I got back up and started walking again, one of my hips, my right hip, was really just felt really painful and awkward, and I was not enjoying walking on it. And then I got really grumpy again. And I'm actually really enjoying watching these emotions come and go and moving through them and just being like, it all passes. The good, the bad, whatever. It all comes and goes, and I just have to be with it. And I think that's just beautiful. I think it's a beautiful thing about adventure. It's a beautiful thing about life. It's hard sometimes, but I'm learning from it, I'm growing from it, and it's really interesting to be in something and then watching how the responses are happening to it and watching that all unfold. I'm not so much a fan of the quad bikes. I know people are just having fun, but they're loud and they get dust everywhere. Okay, I'm actually enjoying that there's a bit of challenging, nearly fell, bit of challenging terrain here. And yeah, because it's mostly been on an open wide path today, which, you know, being the lazy hiker I am, is one of my favourite terrains to walk on, but it does get a little bit boring. So I'm enjoying this kind of slightly more adventurous rocky part. I do have a blister that's just come on, but I'm so close to where I'm camping that I don't want to take my shoes off and tape it up now. But my running coach, Toby, when I was doing my ultramarathon, said, don't wait for blisters to form to tape them up. As soon as you feel a hot spot, tape it up. And it is now too late for that, because I can feel it's a fully formed bubble blister, and it's quite painful to walk on. I'm so done. I'm really ready to get to camp. I'm only about 500 meters away, but this blister is really stressing me out. I know I could stop and tape it up, but it's 500 meters, and I take back what I said about being excited by the rocky terrain. That novelty did not last very long. Okay, I made it to my camp spot. It's quite busy, but it's a really nice space, clean, and yeah, really nice and pretty. But yeah, there's like parties going on and stuff, so I'm gonna camp a little ways away. I saw some nice grassy patches coming up here, and now I'm just looking for a water tap. I'm so thrilled that water was running because there are a couple of comments on the app from not that long ago saying that there had been no water in the tap. Okay, this seems like a good little camp spot. It's just off the path, it's away from the main bit of the camping area. It's grassy, so it'll be soft, and it's a little bit kind of hidden, so hopefully it won't attract attention. Okay, it's getting quite dark, and I have things I want to do. And after dark, I just kind of numb out a bit. But this blister, let's have a look. Oh yeah, it's popped. Yeah, it's a bit annoying because I don't usually get a huge number of blisters like when I've been running, but obviously a trek this size, it's inevitable to get some blisters. But day one, I really felt blisters coming on, and then I taped them up, and I did get blisters. I did tape them up. They recovered mostly, and then I built up some tougher skin there. And then the days I was walking on the beach, I walked barefoot some of it, and some of the sand and rock was quite sharp, and there was kind of bits of old blister rubbing off my feet, and it like bits of skin hanging off, and it was really vile. But I thought I had this really tough skin now from, you know, 3 weeks of walking, and I know I've missed bits, but I've done a lot of walking. But yeah, just having had a couple of days off the trail, I'm really blistery again, and there is no tough skin. It's not bad, it's not gross or anything. Maybe it's gross to you, but I have to tape that up for tomorrow because it was really painful to walk on, and I was feeling very sorry for myself. Okay, it's 7:45. I'm tucked up in my sleeping bag, and I think I'm gonna go to sleep. I want to make sure I get plenty of rest in because I've been feeling really exhausted, especially with being ill and my upset stomach. I just want to make sure I'm looking after myself. And I'm also really cold. It's the first time I've been cold camping, and I know it's going to get colder at night during the desert. It's really a shame the weather seems to have turned a bit because I like the heat. I'm going to get some rest. Good night. Good morning. I have had a little bit too much sleep, so I'm up and ready to hike. Just got to take my tent down, but yeah, I really overslept. I not even slept. I had my alarm set for 5:15 and it was still dark, and I kind of snoozed a bit, and then I was just so cozy and comfy, and it wasn't even that comfortable in that like my mat had deflated and it was cold, but I just wanted to stay in my sleeping bag. So I'm later than I thought, but I've only got a 20-kilometer day in. But I'm going to leave the video here. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to follow more of the Israel series, subscribe to my channel, and please do leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. Thanks so much for being here. Bye.